What happens when 800 million people suddenly stop opening dozens of apps every week? On December 17, 2025, OpenAI rolled out an update with no new AI brain and no flashy upgrade. Instead, ChatGPT quietly unlocked a full app ecosystem inside a single chat, and that may change apps forever. This update was not about smarter answers or longer replies. It was about real actions getting done. Ordering food, booking a cab, creating presentations, managing files, and planning trips now happen inside one chat window. There is no need to jump between apps or learn multiple interfaces. Tasks move faster because the flow stays intact. Everything works through simple requests. This feels less like using software and more like giving instructions. Doesn't this already feel different from how phones usually work? This is not the old plug-in system and not the failed custom GPT idea. This is a proper app directory built with structure and rules. Well-known brands like Spotify, Apple Music, Expedia, Booking.com, Gmail, Google Drive, Dropbox, Canva, Adobe, Uber, and DoorDash are already here. These are not test projects or side experiments. These are trusted apps people use daily. The big shift is location, not functionality. All of them now live inside ChatGPT, not outside it. This single change reshapes daily digital behavior. Instead of opening 5 different apps, tasks now happen in one place. Food orders can run while slides are being prepared. Travel plans can be handled while emails are checked. Music plays while bookings get confirmed. Everything stays in the same conversation thread. The brain no longer switches context again and again. This mirrors how people naturally think. Isn't this closer to normal human behavior? This is not a feature update, it is a platform move. ChatGPT already reaches around 800 million weekly users, a number larger than many regions on the planet. Until now, those users still depended on dozens of separate apps. This update pulls those services into one interface. Once user behavior changes, entire markets follow. Control shifts to whoever owns the main access point. OpenAI is clearly aiming for that position. Earlier, AI tools focused on giving answers. This new approach focuses on execution. Tasks are no longer explained, they are handled. Instead of asking how to book a flight, the system is told to book it. Instead of learning how to make slides, slides get created directly. This sounds subtle, but it is a major leap. Software stops being instructional and starts being operational. That quietly changes the definition of productivity tools. The system runs on something called the Model Context Protocol, MCP. The name is not important, but the idea is. MCP is an open standard, not a locked system. Developers are not trapped inside one platform forever. Apps built using this approach can work across different AI systems that support it. This lowers risk for builders and encourages serious development. Open systems usually grow healthier ecosystems. That choice signals long-term thinking. This is OpenAI's second attempt at an app ecosystem. Back in 2023, custom GPTs were launched with big promises. Anyone could build one, and revenue sharing was hinted at. Millions of GPTs were created, but quality collapsed. Security issues appeared, impersonation spread, and payouts never arrived. Many builders felt misled. Trust was damaged. That experiment showed what happens without strong standards. This new directory is clearly a course correction. The rules are far stricter now. Apps require real development, not shortcuts. Security checks are mandatory, and quality standards are higher. This removes spam and reduces risk for users. The ecosystem becomes more reliable and more professional. At the same time, the barrier is still lower than traditional app development. That balance matters. It keeps innovation open while maintaining trust. This time, the foundation looks stronger. This moment feels familiar to anyone who remembers 2008. When Apple launched the App Store, very few people understood its impact. Entire careers and companies were born from that shift. This moment feels similar, but with a twist. There is no need to learn mobile app languages or complex UI systems. If a service works on the web, it can likely become a ChatGPT app. That makes entry easier than ever. The biggest winners will not copy old apps. They will focus on workflows, not features. Apps that connect tasks, reduce thinking effort, and save time will stand out.
Tools for finance tracking, proposal generation, or job-specific workflows will grow fast. Industry-focused solutions for healthcare, real estate, or small businesses will dominate their niches. The more boring the task, the bigger the opportunity. Automation loves repetition.
Monetization is still limited at the moment. Physical goods can be sold through linked checkouts. Digital subscriptions are not fully active yet. That will change soon. OpenAI is building systems for in-chat payments. Once that launches, revenue sharing will follow. Most expect models similar to existing app stores. Early builders usually gain visibility first. Late entrants face heavier competition. Timing matters more than perfection. ChatGPT's mobile apps crossed $3 billion in consumer spending by the end of 2025. That growth outpaced many popular streaming platforms. Annual recurring revenue passed $10 billion. This is not a side experiment or hype cycle. Serious money is already flowing. Platforms naturally attract builders when money shows up. Builders follow users. The momentum is already in motion. This move pressures every major tech player. Google dominates search and productivity tools. Microsoft controls enterprise software. Meta owns social platforms. Anthropic focuses on deep reasoning tools. OpenAI is doing something different. It is targeting the interface layer. Not the service itself, but the way people access services. That layer controls attention, and attention controls value. Apple does not build most apps, but it controls access to them. That position is extremely powerful. If chatting becomes the preferred way to get things done, the chat interface becomes the new home screen. Traditional app stores suddenly look less important. Some investors believe this could disrupt tens of billions of dollars in app revenue. The logic is simple. Asking is easier than tapping. For everyday users, the benefit is clear. Less friction, fewer switches, and less mental load. Workdays feel smoother. Personal tasks finish faster. One interface handles many needs. Natural language replaces complex menus. Results arrive quicker. Convenience compounds over time, and small time savings add up fast. This is why behavior changes stick. There are real concerns around data access. How much context do connected apps see? Is it the command alone or the full conversation? Clear answers are still evolving. Many users already worry about data misuse, and that concern is valid. Caution matters. Trusted brands reduce risk. Sensitive information should stay protected. Convenience should never replace awareness. App recommendations appearing in random chats felt intrusive, and users reacted immediately. OpenAI rolled it back, sending a clear signal that turning conversations into ad space will break trust fast. This shift is bigger than apps. Machines are learning human language, replacing buttons and menus. And one smart assistant could soon do the job of dozens of apps. All of this points to what comes next. AI-first hardware built around conversation is already on the horizon. When those devices arrive, today's ChatGPT apps could become default software overnight. Early builders stand to gain the most, just like in past platform shifts. This update marks the start of a new computing phase. Habits will change slowly, then all at once. And once habits change, the future is already decided. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel.